Hi everyone, it's Miss Rossi. Today we're going to be drawing an owl together. What you will be needing is a white piece of paper, a pencil, an eraser, something to trace your drawing with. I have some markers here that I'm going to use to trace and add color, and then I also have some crayons that I can use to color in the rest of my picture. You can use whatever materials you have at home today to color. If you want to use colored pencils, markers, paint, whatever you have is going to work just fine. Now we're going to start by drawing our owl using shapes. So we're going to think about what kind of shapes make up an owl. Now we got to see a bunch of different drawings of owls in our book, Brave Little Owl, so you can think back to what those owls looked like, or you can think about if you've ever seen an owl somewhere, maybe outside, maybe in a zoo, and think about what kinds of shapes would make up that animal. So I'm going to start by drawing a big curve that is curving down. It's almost like a little hill-like curve, and that's going to be the top of my owl's head. Now I want to turn this line into a shape, and I'm going to make it into more of like a round shape. So I'm going to have a big U coming down and going back up to meet it on both ends. Now I'm going to give my owl some ears off the sides of its head. Our ears are going to be kind of like pointy ovals. So I'm going to do a curve that comes up and another curve that comes up to meet it at a point. I'm going to make that same shape on this side. And now my owl has two little ears. Now our owls are known for having huge eyes. Because they are nocturnal, they need to be able to see at night. So I'm doing two nice big ovals at the top of my owl's head. My owl is going to have a little beak also, so I'm just going to do a little triangle that is pointing down. I'm going to repeat my oval shape inside my owl's eye so they have a pupil, or that little black part on their eye to help them see. And I'm going to add a fluffy little line to show that it is covered in feathers. Our owl is going to have nice big wings by making two curves coming down from the center towards the sides, so its wings are staying in, hugging its body. And now you can add any kinds of lines on your owl's wings to show some feathers. I'm going to do a zigzag line, you can do a bumpy line, you can do some curvy lines, however you want to show that your owl is covered in feathers. There we go. I'm going to do some bouncy and curvy lines down the center, because my entire owl's body, besides its wings, are covered in those big and fluffy feathers too. Now I am going to decorate around my owl's face. You can decorate your owl's face however you would like. I think I'm going to do big bouncy line, making almost like the letter M around the top of my owl's eyes. And I think I'm going to give my owl some little decoration lines around the sides of its eyes as well, by just doing a big bumpy line that goes all the way around. But you can decorate your owl however you would like. I think that looks good. I'm happy with the way that my owl has come out. So now we need to draw where our owl is. I want my owl sitting on a tree branch high up in the forest, so I'm going to give him some little talons by making a point coming down, adding a zigzag line to give him some toes, and bringing that back up to connect to the body. I'm going to do that again on this side, make my zigzag line, and bring it back up. And now I'm going to make a nice big horizontal line going from left to right to show the bottom of the branch. And I can make another line jumping over my owl's body to the other side. So now it looks like our owl is sitting on a little branch. I'm going to add some wavy and lumpy lines all along my branch to show the tree bark. Add a little bit of texture, so instead of our tree branch looking nice and soft and smooth, it's going to look rough and bumpy. And now you can add whatever else you would like in your background. Maybe you want a nest with your owl, maybe you want to add another owl flying in the background, or whatever else you would like to put. I think I'm going to put a nice big moon in the corner by doing a big curve and then bringing it in to make kind of like a big C shape. I'm going to add some clouds in my night sky. And I think once I color in the background, I'm gonna add some stars in the sky too. But like I said, you can decorate yours however you would like. Now that I'm done drawing my owl with my pencil, I'm going to grab a marker and I'm going to trace over everything that I've drawn. Now you can use all different colored markers to trace over all the different parts of your owl, or you can stick to one color. It's up to you. I am going to trace all of my owl with a black marker, and then I'm going to trace some of my background details with some colored markers. So I'm going to use a brown marker to trace my tree branch, and then some different blues and yellows for in my sky. And then I think I'm even going to go straight in with a nice bright yellow marker to add some stars in the sky before I color it in. But first, I'm just going to trace over all of these pencil lines in my owl, so going right over the top of them, so they'll be easier to see once it's time to color everything in. If I make any mistakes, that is okay, because I can just erase any pencil lines that I can still see once I'm finished. After I finished tracing everything on my picture, I went in with my eraser and I erased any pencil lines that I could still see. Now I'm just going to take my markers, and I think I'm going to color in some of my smaller details with my markers so they'll be nice and bright. So like, I think I'm going to do the beak, maybe the moon, and even my little decorations around the face, and I think the ears also. Now the other larger sections, I'm just going to use my crayons because it is a little easier to fill in a larger space with a crayon neatly than it is with a marker. When you're coloring in your owl, you can choose if you want it to look like a real owl, like something you'd see in real life and realistic, and color it like browns or grays or whites and blacks, or if you want your owl to be all different bright colors, you can do that as well. I think I'm going to make a nice bright colored owl, and then I'm going to have the night sky in the background. When we're coloring, we just want to make sure we're filling in all of that white space, coloring back and forth nice and slowly, taking our time to make a nice, neat picture. And that is my owl picture all finished. As I was coloring in the background, I was making sure to be careful of all those little stars I drew, so I tried to color around them. So if there is a little bit of white space left on your paper because you're doing something similar to me, that is okay. Do not worry about it. Just make sure your owl and all of your other details are colored in as best as you can. Once you're finished with your picture, you can take a photo or video of it and upload it on my Canvas page. I can't wait to see the amazing little owls you guys have drawn. Try your best, have fun, and get creative, and I'll see you soon. Bye!